This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming.
What's up, guys? This is VinylicPuma, and today I'm back with yet another Fallout 4 countdown video for you guys. And today I'm going to be talking about what I think are some of the best power armor paints and skins in Fallout 4. Now, before we start, I will be including DLC power armor paints up to the Contraptions DLC that was released about a week ago as the time of making this video. So if something is released in the future and isn't on this list, well, you know why. I'm also grading these skins based on how I think they look, with number 9 being just cool and number 1 being really awesome looking or amazing. So before I babble on any longer, these will be the top 9 best power armor customization paint jobs and skins in Fallout 4. Number 9. The Winterized power armor paint. Now, this is available for T45, T51, and T60 power armors, and is not available for XO1 power armor. Now, that isn't to say that XO1 doesn't have something similar. Basically, it just doesn't change the overall look of the armor. Now, winterizing each piece of armor provides additional energy resistance, making it great up against enemies that primarily use energy weapons. And it might be wise to equip this when going after the Brotherhood of Steel or the Institute, because both of those factions prevalently use energy weapons. Overall, I just look the white rusted look of this power armor. It looks like it's seen a lot of action out in the field, and what's nice is that a wide variety of armors can get it to get improved energy resistance and benefit from those bonuses. Number 8. The Flames power armor paint. Now, the Flames power armor paint is available on all power armors T45, T51, T60, and XO1. And what it does is it boosts agility by 1 with all of the pieces painted to the Flames power armor paint. Now, this might go well with the various power armor mods that boost the rate at which you regenerate action points. Not only will you have slightly more action points thanks to this paint, but you will be able to regenerate them faster with some of the customizations you can apply to like your power armor legs, torsos, arms, etc., etc. Now, the Flames power armor paint is part of a series of 3 power armor paints that are known as the Hot Rodder Magazine power armor paints. And I think of all 3, I honestly just think that the Flames power armor paint is probably the best looking, especially on T51 and XO1 power armors. In case you didn't know, in order to acquire the Hot Rodder power armor paints, you need to simply acquire the Hot Rodder magazines that you can find throughout the game. Number 7. The Atom Cat's power armor paint. Now, the Atom Cat's power armor paint is available exclusively for T60 power armor, and what it does is it boosts charisma by 1 point, provided that you have all T60 power armor pieces painted with the Atom Cat's paint. Now, according to the Fallout Wiki, you also get reduced action point consumption while sprinting, which is something especially if you are using the Pain Train skill. When it comes to customizing your T60 power armor, I definitely prefer the Atom Cat's paint to the Flames paint. The Flames paint for T60 has always just kind of looked mediocre in my opinion, and it looks better on both the T51 and the XO1 power armors. I don't know, I prefer the Atom Cat's paint to the Flames power armor paint for T60 power armors, simply because of that charisma boost as well. Number 6. The Minutemen power armor paint. Now, the Minutemen power armor paint is available exclusively for the T45 power armor, and it's that power armor's faction power armor paint. Now, provided all pieces are painted, you will get a boost to your charisma stat. And plus, it looks a little bit better than the Vault-Tec power armor paint that is available on all of the power armors T45, T51, T60, and XO1. While the T45 becomes obsolete relatively quickly in Fallout 4, I like the look of the Minutemen paint because it reminds me a lot of the Brotherhood of Steel from Fallout 3 under Elder Lions. Now, the Minutemen paint looks more metallic than the standard grayish model without any power armor paint, and in my opinion, it looks more true to what the T45 power armor should look like in my humble opinion. Plus, the boost to charisma is also nice, as it lowers prices at vendors slightly. Number 5. The Institute Power Armor Paint. Now, the Institute Power Armor Paint is exclusive to the X01 Power Armor and is the exclusive faction Power Armor Paint to the X01 Power Armor. The Institute Power Armor Paint boosts intelligence by 1 with all Power Armor pieces painted, and this can be combined with the internal database customization for Power Armor helmets to boost your intelligence by up to 3. The internal database, of course, increases your intelligence by just 2, and then the other 1 is coming from the Power Armor Paint itself. Now, provided you have 11 intelligence, you're getting 3 from this armor, plus an additional 2 or so from taking a Mentats, and that can bring your intelligence up to 16. And as you can imagine, this adds up to a pretty decent experience gain. Aesthetically, though, I really like the clean look of this armor. It looks like it hasn't seen very much combat at all, and it just looks awesome, and this paint in particular would really go well with blue helmet lights. Number 4, the Abraxas Power Armor Paint. Now, I owe Bethesda Game Studios a little bit of an apology here because they actually added 2 new Power Armor paints with the Contraptions DLC. Now, if you all remember from a couple videos back, I said they didn't add anything, which they actually did. My bad. Regardless, the Abraxas Power Armor Paint is available exclusively to T51 Power Armors, and like many other Power Armor paints, the Abraxas paint boosts agility, provided that all pieces are painted. And as far as I can tell, Abraxas paint doesn't consume resources or have any requirements whatsoever, so provided you could get T51 early enough, you could just apply this to the armor. And of all of the power armors that boost agility that are compatible with the T51, I think this power armor paint has the most contrast aesthetically. You get this interesting combination of light pale blue with this red kind of in there. The addition of Abraxas power armor paint is sort of weird to me, considering that Abraxas is not one of the big Fallout universe brands that everyone thinks of. And of course, I'm referring to things like Nuka-Cola or Robco before Abraxas cleaner. Regardless, it is a really good-looking power armor paint, in my opinion. Number 3, the Sugar Bombs Power Armor Paint. Now, the Sugar Bombs Power Armor Paint requires the Contraptions Workshop DLC and is available exclusively on T51 Power Armor. Now, provided that you have all 6 pieces painted with the Sugar Bombs Power Armor Paint, your strength stat gets boosted by 1 point. Now, like the other paint from Contraptions DLC, it appears there are no resource or perk requirements needed to craft the Sugar Bombs Power Armor Paint. This gives it an advantage over the military power armor paint, which does require some resources in order to craft. The disadvantage is that you have to use T51 armor, where you might prefer X01 or T60 power armor, and the military paint can accommodate both of those power armors. It's worth mentioning that you can combine this with the calibrated leg mods and then the motion-assisted servos to increase your carry weight by up to 130 pounds. Not to mention you can boost your attack slightly if you're either an unarmed or melee character. Number 2, the Vim Refresh Power Armor Paint. Now, the Vim Refresh Power Armor Paint requires the Far Harbor DLC for Fallout 4 and is available exclusively on, yet again, T51 Power Armor. Now, like the Hot Rodder magazine paints, like your Flames, your Pink, your Shark paints, the Vim Refresh Power Armor paint boosts your agility, provided that all pieces are painted. In terms of aesthetics, I prefer the Vim Refresh paint to the normal Vim Power Armor, mostly because of the overall color. I think Vim Refresh is a little more exotic to me than the look of that standard T51 Vim paint. That said, the pauldrons on the standard Vim armor are a lot more interesting. Now, functionally, there are so many power armor paints that boost agility. On the one hand, I wish Vim Refresh boosted another stat, like either endurance or luck. However, if you mainly play an agility-based character, you're going to have yet another variety of power armor paints to choose from in terms of aesthetics, so maybe it's not all bad. And finally, number 1, the Railroad Power Armor paint. Now, this is one of the more unique looking power armor paints available in Fallout 4. Obviously, it is a faction paint, so you'll need to ally with the Railroad at some point, and it's also a T-51 exclusive power armor. Now, provided that all pieces are painted, you will get a boost to your perception stat by 1 point. Now, you can combine this with the sensor array customization for helmet pieces to increase your perception by 3 in total. Sensor array provides 2 to perception, while the actual paint itself provides 1 for a total of 3. Now, this armor will make you a little more accurate in VATS overall, which is definitely not a bad thing. And in terms of aesthetics, the Railroad Power Armor is really striking. It's essentially this black matte finish, not just on the traditionally green pieces for T-51 armor, but also the steel pieces on like the legs and such as well. Now, it's plausible that this power armor paint was designed with stealth in mind, because at night you're going to want to appear black and all like that. I don't know, I think the Railroad paint looks really tactical and awesome. But anyway guys, I think that's going to pretty much wrap up this particular video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, take care and I'll see y'all next time.